Okay, it's Saturday. We are at S&K Greenhouses in Shelby, North Carolina. We are just like so excited for spring that we are here because if you follow S&K on YouTube, Justin sort of runs their YouTube channel and he shows all of their evergreens all the time.
Yeah.
And we're doing this huge project in the garden that we're so excited to show you. And we need more evergreens and trees, and we're just ready to get it done.
Well, and we also, I mean, this time of year, you kind of, at least we kind of crave more evergreens, and you also notice like spots in the garden where you're missing winter interest. So we're gonna go see what we can find, and we're excited to show you some cool stuff.
Let's go.
This always happens to us, where we get like an itch for spring, and then we go to garden centers and they're like, yeah, it's winter. Like, are you guys crazy?
I know, but if there's any good reason to go to a garden center, we're there.
A lot.
Yeah, look, this is still more
Let's go.
evergreens and conifers than we have seen in most places. They have really, really interesting ones from Isley here. And honestly, we just watched Justin introduce all of them on YouTube and fell in love, and we had to come and see what they had. Oh my gosh, look at this one.
You can see the actual colors.
Yeah.
That's not a tag.
Look at this.
You gotta come over on this side to get the tag. This is a Bonnie Blue Colorado Blue Spruce.
Oh gosh, it's
I would
so
freaking
pretty.
love to have this. 25 by 15. We could do.
Wow. There's a short one over there. What is that? Is that Monty?
No, that's a ball. Monty still has like the Christmas tree shape.
Oh, I thought there was a ball version of Monty.
It's called something else. Because the Globosa is the normal one.
Yeah.
But there's a smaller one. I can't remember what it's called. Oh, these are the trees that we saw in Kew and at Alton Towers.
Yeah. When we were in Europe, we saw these, and they were literally huge, like probably 65 feet tall. And giant trees. But do you see this foliage? Isn't that so interesting? Kind of scary.
It's really pokey. You know, it kind of reminds me of like the mangave that we have that's really pokey.
Yep.
But this is a tree.
Well, it's an evergreen too.
Literally get huge.
Yeah, just look at the amount of interest that it would add to your garden. I mean, it'll get huge, so you definitely need to put it in a space to allow it to do that. But if you have that space, I mean, this is really a stunner.
Domingo pine.
Domingo. Like Domingo. Deodar cedar. So pretty.
I feel like this is something you would like.
Yes, I love how like woodsy this looks. It definitely looks like something you would see on a hike in the Pacific Northwest, which you guys know is my alter ego. Nobody knows that.
It is?
It's an ex-me. That's an old version of Brian, but I just love the way it looks. It's so interesting, and it's definitely like a focal point. You need to like have this in a garden where it can be the focal point.
It's called I see a gold drift.
Ooh.
So
yeah. See the gold
color probably sticks around year round.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. This guy is interesting.
Is she supposed to be like this, or?
I mean, this is how I feel during the winter.
Just sad.
Just sad and
I don't know.
lanky.
There's not a name.
Just ready for something new. What's this?
This is Emerald Arrow Bosnian pine.
Ooh, a Bosnian pine is gorgeous. I love how they grow kind of like a teapot. They're short and stout usually to start, but then they get really, really tall and wide. Exactly. Yeah, I love that. Look at that cute little guy. Oh my gosh. That's adorable. Also, look at the pine cones that it has.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the pine cones.
Me too. I think that that's just so interesting in the fall and in the winter when you don't have as much new growth, so you can see them a little bit more.
Probably like a Japanese.
Yeah, I think that's so pretty. That definitely looks like a Vanderwolf pine, which so a Vanderwolf pine is a little bit softer, so the fronds are just like so soft and they're not pokey. And you can see there's some white or silver mixed in with the green.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And it's just so pretty. Which we have a Vanderwolf pine in our garden already.
Smaller, though.
Much smaller. We might end up moving it this year after we've sort of made some decisions.
Wow, this would be really cool.
Oh, it's so stiff.
Grows 6 to 12 inches per year, which probably is closer to the 6.
Yeah.
For us.
I love.
You could keep training this leader up.
Yep.
And then the stuff at the bottom would just kind of spill out.
But see, you can see this this down here at the bottom is got this super heavy branch that'll sort of take on a life of its own and probably lay on the ground eventually.
I do like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like puddling.
Yep.
It reminds me of like when curtains puddle.
Oh yeah.
The bottom of a wall on the
It's
floor,
pretty.
Except it's just outside.
Yep.
This one's cute.
Yeah, I love the umbrella shape of that. It's like a little ball.
Yeah, it's like all on top.
Yep. Let you guys see this
that
shape.
tag?
So cute.
Yeah, pesto.
Pesto. This is the one we saw. We really love. So this is a ground cover pine, but you can see how sort of perfect and low mounding it grows. It has this habit that just stays really, really tight, and like you can't even really see like down in it, which is really amazing because in a small garden like ours, like if we have a new walkway or something like that coming soon, then we could plant that beside the walkway and just know it's just going to sort of creep right along and be something interesting.
Wide.
Yeah.
So that's not, that one over there got 6 feet.
Yeah, I think 3 feet's perfect. And I like how tight the Mugo pine is. This shape is so pretty. Oh my gosh. That pine cone is just the perfect little pine
just
cone.
like on the ends.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The
This
color
is-
and that is like perfection.
You're gonna want one of these, I fear.
What is this?
Red cone Norway spruce.
Yes, this is what we saw. So we have somebody in our neighborhood, and anytime I've traveled to the Pacific Northwest or anything like that, I have seen this tree and just fallen in love. And actually,
We
that's
could do that. That's not
12
very big.
feet high, and just consider that that growth is probably 10 years away. So it would just be this beautiful specimen. Probably for a good, 6-8 years, it would be great. And before we had any troubles, which, us, we would not want to dig it up or anything like that, but we could move everything around it at that point.
Yeah. I think that because the nature of it is so like fingery and wild.
Yeah.
This could be really cool, like up in the shed bed a little bit.
Yep.
Where you could still plant around it, but also kind of give it some room to kind of grow. However.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
And do you know what would be gorgeous? Just spitballing here. It's not like I've ever said this before, but if we were to re-side the shed with shake shingles that are raw, and then we had that next to it, I would sort of get that Pacific Northwest vibe.
Gorgeous.
I think it would be beautiful. These are gorgeous. These have this bright yellow color, but look how short the foliage is. That is so interesting. It almost looks like a snake or something.
Firefly Oriental spruce.
Oh my gosh, it's really pretty. It's also super like slick. I hate to keep saying snake because I hate snakes, but like it feels so interesting. Oh my gosh, just seeing all of the evergreens and their different winter color is so gorgeous. I love it.
mean, just imagine if we planted like, even if we got like 3 or 4 and just kind of dispersed them through the garden.
Yep.
Just think about how different everything would look.
Yeah, I love it. Liquid Dambar Styraciflua.
Good job.
Y'all might be good with your scientific names, but I have no idea
Let
what
us know
that
in the
tree is.
comments if that was right. Okay, hear me out. I really love little stuff like this. Obviously, this is gonna be
Gouty.
huge.
Yep.
Eventually, let's see. Oh, actually, 10 by 5.
10 by 5. That's
But I
so small.
love little evergreens like this that you could put in like a tabletop container.
Yeah.
It's really
I love that idea, especially because we're going to have some little tables around the garden with some beautiful little topiaries and things like that. So that also adds interest to those areas, Are you sure you need a cart for the pesto? Do you just want to grab it?
Okay.
I don't think we're going to take anything else home.
That's the only thing we're getting.
I don't know. What else are you considering?
Okay, here's my issue, and I think this is where we've gone wrong in the past with our garden, is that because our garden is so small, like we don't have like an acre or multiple acres or whatever. I feel pressure picking trees sometimes.
That's the
because-
problem. You can't feel pressure. Just buy the things you like, find a place, and worry about it later.
I know, but then it's like, what if this is really my problem with everything.
Yeah.
Because I want the thing, and then I'm scared I'll find something that I like better, so I don't buy it. And then the next day I'm like, wait, I really wanted that. And then we go back and it's gone. Every time.
I don't have that problem. I just buy it and then take it home, and then I'm happy about it. And that's all. No buyer's remorse ever. I think it's over here.
You want the little
I definitely want the pesto Mugo pine because I just think that the growth habit is so interesting for our garden. Like, we have a small space. I think it's something that's super interesting. We have some new little walkways coming that I think, you know, something like this could grow along. But even if it's not along a walkway, it's just really interesting at the edge of a flower bed, or and we just have we have so many fun new projects on the horizon and new spaces for things like this. So I definitely want one of these. I like that one. It's already got like a habit that it's sort of growing out a little bit with this new growth. So what are you thinking?
I didn't think I would feel this way, but the red pine, was that a Norway spruce, is really cool.
I love that one. If you want one, let's get it.
It feels like so much.
There's no pressure here, depending on the price, which, you know. Okay, so this is $169, and it's about probably 2 feet tall in the ground. They have a little bit larger one, but it's in a larger can too, so I imagine the price is a little heftier.
I just don't know if this is right for our garden.
Yeah. And
what do you think? You're not saying.
I mean, I really love this. It's not something that I had considered sort of on my mind for today. Yeah, for today I knew I wanted pesto because I had seen that and thought it was really interesting. And I know that I want the Monty blue spruce because it's got that deep silver color.
Yeah, but he didn't have any.
And there's none yet. But they said they're getting a big load in the next few weeks. And so, like, we shouldn't feel any pressure. We can come back. Like, this is 30 minutes away. And we don't have to do everything at once. That's another one of our problems. We love instant gratification.
I'm also really drawn to the weeping blue spruce.
Yep.
This is also something that has developed. I used to hate the weepy stuff. Do you remember? I would be like,
yeah,
why would I want that?
You have taste now.
Lately, it's not. It just is like. You used to say you didn't want roses in the garden.
Well, that's true.
Like, I can't imagine having a garden without roses now.
And now I'm just looking for more roses to add.
It's funny because when you start gardening, you think like, oh, I only want this.
Well,
but then you like fall into it and you're like, wait, I want one of everything.
Yeah, like, our taste definitely evolves over the years because I also think that we now want more unique specimens, and we're looking for things that we really like, that catch our eye. I also, honey, I will say I really love these. The shape of them is really, really interesting to me. Like, I want something fluffy. I want something that is more of like an interesting specimen plant like that. I want something silver. So I think we have plenty of time.
Note of like, okay, we have a Mugo pine, we have a Colorado blue spruce, we have a Bosnian pine. Like, just to make sure that we have a good variety. Yeah. Because the other thing that we do is we find something that we like, and then like it's everywhere.
That's true.
Like, there was one year where I feel like everything we planted was pink.
Yes.
And then at the end of the season, we were like,
why is there so much pink?
What happened?
Yeah. Yeah. See, this
Bonnie
is beautiful.
Blue, Colorado. Look at it.
Oh,
see how the habit, compared to the other one over there, the habit is a little bit more open, and you get sort of those like long reaching fingers. And then imagine Christmas time loading this up with some of those vintage color light bulbs that you like.
I see what you're doing.
Or like white Christmas lights. Like, or we could get some really big like shatterproof ornaments and just decorate it outside. Like,
I think I'm being manipulated, you guys. He really knows that if he says that something can be decorated for Christmas, then I'm gonna want it. We're getting the pesto Mugo pine, and then
Mugo or Mugo?
I think it's Mugo. Do you think it's Mugo, like a cow?
I feel like I've heard. Oh wow. I feel like I've heard both.
Mugo.
Hilarious.
All right, Tyler's gonna grab this, and then we're gonna check out. All right, guys. What you got here?
Got my lone purchase. I feel sad because we didn't buy more, but then I'm also excited to come back.
Yeah.
In a few weeks when they have.
I think there's gonna be way more fun things in a few weeks.
Yeah.
So. It
is a beautiful new day, and we've got a lot of stuff to do, but first, we're gonna go get some coffee.
Good morning! So we just had coffee at a really cute coffee shop called Wild Roots Coffee. We actually have a lot of coffee in Charlotte, and I would say they're all kind of like really wonderful coffee spots, but a little stale, and so it's so nice to go to a place that is unique and different like that. And we had some cereal Lucky Charms lattes, which were obviously a little extra.
Delicious.
But so good. So that's a nice way to start our morning. And we have some work to do later in the garden. We need to cut some things back and prepare some gardens just for cleanup ahead of getting all of our new mulch and new plants in the ground. So we're going to do that later. But first, we are headed to Belmont, North Carolina, which is about 20 minutes away from where we live, to a really cute garden center called Southern Roots Garden Center. Is that right? Yeah. And we've never been there before. It looks like they have some unique evergreens and trees and things like that. So obviously it's really early spring, so we're not quite sure what they're gonna have, but you know us, we're ready to go explore. So
This is what we do every Saturday, by the way.
exactly. So we're headed there now, and we're gonna show you.
This is cool. It's like 2 liters. Oh, it's it's an oriental spruce that you like, honey.
Oh, I love that.
It just doesn't look as yellow, maybe because there's not new growth.
I love the shorter foliage on it.
Yeah, this one's called Atrovirens.
Really pretty.
Huh. Guess the height.
Like 25 feet.
Wrong.
Taller?
Keep going.
40 feet?
Keep going.
Oh no, 60 feet?
60 to 80 feet tall.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is not the one that we need.
That is crazy. I love
this
the
is
shape
gouty.
of these.
This one still gets pretty big, I think.
But see, this one has that like looser shape to it.
Yeah, it's cool.
That sort of reminds me of the silver-tip Christmas tree that I love.
Oh my god.
There's literally a car.
What?
Like a vintage
With
car.
literally a giant tree.
With a
Multiple
huge...
trees.
Is that a camellia? What is that?
Wow.
That's unique.
Oh my god. Wow.
Tyler, why don't you get in it and I'll take a picture of you.
Should I get in the car?
Yeah. Perfect.
Ooh, here's your
Beautiful.
Alaskan cedar that you like.
Oh my
This one is
gosh.
big.
That's gorgeous.
Can you imagine if we started with this size?
I would love to. Instant impact, just like I like it.
I think it's really cool. What's the... Yeah, this is just the standard one. This is the one I want.
Yeah.
I know that it is gonna get really big, but like, I kind of want that.
Okay, so
Don't
Tyler
you?
wants we definitely want a
Cedar.
weeping Alaskan cedar for the backyard space when we're redoing everything, but we are torn because we're adding a lot of evergreens and we do need one that is sort of weeping and stays more columnar. And the weeping Alaskan cedar does that, but there's 2 different versions. There's one that stays really, really skinny and gets tall, and then there's one that gets a lot wider. What, 10 feet wide?
I think it's like 10 to 12 feet
10
wide.
to 12 feet wide.
Which, like, I don't think that is much of an issue because this is so sparse.
Yeah.
Like, if this were like a big spruce or something that is full and dense, and I was planting 2 of those close to each other, that would be a problem. But I think that this because the branches are so like reachy,
Yep.
I think that it will just like reach around other stuff. And like, I'm sure you could prune. Like if there's a branch that feels like it's going to be an issue, you could probably prune it.
Yeah. So we are back from the garden center and we didn't buy anything today, and we don't always buy something.
Yeah, sometimes we just want to like window shop, and I mean really this time of year, like all of February through early March, we just get like antsy, and so sometimes we just go to window shop, see what's going on, see what kind of inventory people have. And I feel like Southern Roots was actually really full today, but she also said that in a couple of weeks they're going to get another fresh shipment for spring, so probably go back in a couple weeks.
Yeah, so I think we're just in like sourcing mode right now, which you guys know, with this much change, you really have to do a lot of planning for your garden.
And it's just like walking around, like we walked around the tree lot for a long time, just kind of looking, seeing what's available. And like, of course you can look online, but I feel like the best research you can do about what's available in your area and what will grow in your area is what the garden centers around you are selling. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah, so we have a lot of planning to do, and we also don't want to buy everything at once.
Yeah.
We're like the kind of people who like instant gratification, and like when we trim out all the beds and we add dirt and mulch it up, like I want everything to be there, but it's a process. So
and I feel like we'll make better decisions too if we're slow with it. Like if we just run and get what we see. Yeah. A couple months down the road, you might find a tree or something that you like better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so anyway, we're going to keep collecting and we'll keep bringing you guys along for the ride. But we are home now and we have chores to do. So we still have a lot of fall and winter cleanup. There's still a lot of leaves in our flower beds from the trees that are no longer here. Yeah. There's a lot of those sweet gum balls that we've got to figure out a way to get up.
They left a freaking mess.
There's
I'm like,
thousands of those balls.
There's so many of them, but I feel better knowing like this is the last time I will ever have to clean these up.
Yes. So we also have to trim all of our hydrangeas and do some cutbacks. So
some perennials and stuff too. So
yeah, let's get started. All right, so before we get started with all the pruning that we have to do, I think we're going to take our tulip barrier down. So every year we plant a ton of tulips in this flower bed behind me, and we have to put a barrier up because they get trampled if we don't. But they are like 8 inches out of the ground.
Yeah, they look really good. So I think we're going to pull this up. Yeah. Brian thinks I'm a crazy person every year when I demand this, but I don't want people crumpling our tulips. Like, that was a lot of work.
Yes, and I mean, this little barrier is not that unsightly for gorgeous tulips in a few weeks.
Yeah. Okay, so we're realizing we didn't show this flower bed to you guys at all in our last video, and it probably looks very different than the last time you were here. If you remember, we had a row of hydrangeas here, and that dang vole ate almost every single one. So we just pulled out the ones that were here that were remaining, and we just started over last fall. So there's a lot of pretty things in here, but I want to talk hydrangeas right now. So we've got 3 Pop Star hydrangeas, which is a lace cap mountain hydrangea. Then we've got 5 flowerful hydrangeas that are Annabelle. And this one is brand new for this year, but they're a little different in terms of maintenance and of course color. So the Pop Star hydrangea is going to be soil pH dependent. So it's going to be somewhere between pink, purple to blue, depending upon your soil pH. But we're only going to deadhead this, which basically means I'm just going to remove this dead or spent flower head from last year, and I'm not gonna go any further down. I do believe this one blooms on new and old wood, but if we go farther down, we risk cutting off the old wood from last year, which is your flower. So we'll pop this over here, get it later. Flowerful, however, blooms on new wood. So you do want to prune this one just a little bit. The recommendation is about 1/3 of the way down, but I'll come over here close so you can see all the way down this stem. There are little nodes, and I'm just gonna take this back right above a node that looks like it's starting to swell, and you can see on the inside here, it is green, which means this puppy is alive and well, and it's gonna start shooting out here in a few weeks. So we're gonna prune all of our hydrangeas, do some deadheading, and here shortly we'll have some pretty flowers. Okay, last thing on the to-do list today is to cut back this spirea. This is a double play doozy spirea, and you can see it's already starting to leaf out red all over, and the blooms on this will be pink. And every year we take it all the way down to here, which is like an oversized basketball, and it blooms beautifully every single year. And you can see this is one season of growth. It gets about, I would say this is 3 to 4 feet all the way around. Really beautiful shrub, and honestly super easy to take care of. So we're just gonna get to it.
Okay guys, we just finished up work for the day and we are preparing for the stump grinders to come tomorrow. So as you guys know, we have this whole space in our backyard that is being redone, and we took these big trees out, and tomorrow they're coming to grind the stumps up, those stumps right there, and they're gonna come through that fence over there. So we just need to prepare this area and get rid of these trees, move them, but they will be back, don't you worry.
Wow. They're gone.
All right, folks, the stumps are gone. If you guys look right back there, you can tell there's nothing there except for stump grindings, which
Yeah.
I think we're probably gonna have to take out. I don't know if they're good for the plants, and we did some research, and I think that it really binds up the nitrogen in the soil and doesn't let the plants get nutrients. So I'm sure that there's lots more work to come there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get all of the wood chippings, mulch, whatever you want to call it, out of there.
Yeah, there you go.
And then we're gonna come back in with some compost. But that is for next week.
That's
is
right.
Future us problem.
Yes, I think that this video is where it needs to be, and the garden is where it needs to be. But you guys better stick around because there are lots of fun things coming for that big blank space back there.
Let's walk over here and show you guys the view, because I feel like I can start to see the garden now that they're gone.
Yeah, let's do it.
Look at all this space. I am so excited for all the things that we're gonna add here. So you guys are gonna have to come back for next week's video where we're gonna start carving this out and we're gonna start planting some stuff, and it's gonna be freaking beautiful.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna wrap this week's video up right here. Hope you guys enjoyed coming along with us this week. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.